If you are new here, I have one huge rule on my entire channel that you guys may or may not be aware of, and this is that anytime I share any advice, there has to be an overwhelming positive amount of scientific research actually backing this up.
Yes, science! Okay.
But unfortunately, a lot of the Looksmaxxing community does not follow these same standards. They just go around kind of just spurting out random things that really don't make any sense whatsoever. There's no scientific literature. It's just more so just made up in their head so that they think that this person giving them the advice is going to lead them to becoming a strong, chiseled Chad just by doing these weird exercises, hitting your face. I don't know what it is, man. But what I'm going to do today is actually give you 10 of the worst Looksmaxxing tips floating around the industry right now. So without further ado, let's get it. Number one is actually something I fell victim to myself back in the day, and I used to advocate heavy sun exposure for the health benefits. Now, I'm not backtracking on the health benefits of the sun. I think it's fantastic, actually. 10 to 30 minutes of UV exposure on a daily basis will significantly enhance your overall testosterone. More than this, though, like a lot of people in the industry are claiming, it's just going to age you. I'm going to be honest, man. There's not going to be significant testosterone benefits further than this. So the best protocol to actually optimize UV exposure for hormones, everything, 10 to 20 minutes of UV exposure with sunscreen, mineral base on the face to prevent aging. Because if you get sun exposure without the SPF, I'm telling you right now, you will lose your looks. And whenever you are 30 years old, man, you'll be looking 40, 50. Like, you're not gonna look good, man. You got to protect your looks more than everything else. And the sun accounts for 80 to 90% of skin aging.
I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies.
So I would protect the face like crazy, then the body, it can age maybe a little bit, but still be careful, man. Be very cautious with your sun exposure. Now, obviously, I would take a supplement to help with this as well. I would take between 5 to 10,000 units of vitamin D3 with K2 as well to absorb the D3 properly. This is raw grass-fed meat. This is an amazing food. Whenever cooked with eggs, cheese, butter, it's delicious. It is amazing for your overall health, vitality, testosterone, everything. But there is a myth floating around, and I'm not saying this to start drama, start beef. I'm saying this because the scientific literature is pretty overriding. Now, you can try to find some 80s niche study to counteract me, but you got to look at the cohesive overall of the science, and I believe that you should be cooking your meat.
Have to cook more, a lot more. We have to cook.
I ain't cooking.
You and I need to cook through to next Tuesday.
There's obviously people going around the industry saying to eat raw meat, do this, do this. Here's the truth, man. If you want to do this, you are a full-grown adult, you're 18 plus, I say do whatever you want. I'm not going to tell another grown man what and what not to put into his body, because at the end of the day, it doesn't affect me, man. But if you were underage, like you're still living at home, I would avoid eating the meat raw. There's nothing wrong with cooking it, man. If you're along with the belief system that raw meat is healthy for you, we're not going to get into the science. All I'm going to say is just sear it on both sides, man, to prevent any sort of bacterial infection, anything like this. But the biggest reason, I'm going to be completely transparent, man. In modern day society, you will not get along with the rest of society if you were eating raw meat. Like, imagine going on a date with a woman and just eating raw meat. Like, I don't care how much a girl likes you, how attractive you are. If you pull that stunt, I'm going to be honest. Most girls, like 99%, they're not going to stick around. And not just that. Everyone, man. Guys are going to think you're weird. You're going to just be the black sheep of society. And as much as I love standing out and getting attention, that is not the right kind of attention, in my humble opinion.
When you do thumb pulling, do not...
I'm really not a fan of this one specifically because this can quite literally ruin your looks, and lots of people have commented that it ruins their looks as well. Some people say that they have awesome benefits doing it, but maybe you're not really looking at things more so objectively, or you're not just fully committed to the long term. And I'm talking about thumb pulling. I'm tired of seeing this promoted everywhere on social media, TikTok, for this one reason alone. I've already told you guys, man. First of all, whenever you're just pulling, is that there's no guarantee that this bottom jaw is also going to be moving forward. All it's going to be doing is getting more forward growth, changing your facial structure, and not just that, man. Obviously, if you don't have even pressure, then the face is going to become asymmetrical. And overall, it's like trying to put mewing on roids, on juice, because you don't have the patience just to mew, man. I'm telling you. This is literally just like a really advanced version of hard mewing, but it's going to have very, very potential downsides that could ruin your looks. If you're doing it, if you're getting awesome results, awesome. I'm proud of you, man. Keep doing it. But the truth is, going back, I would never do this. And right now, I would never do this. This is one thing up there with bone smashing I don't advocate. Obviously, there is a myth going around in the Looksmaxxing community where the face, the looks, is the only thing that matters. But I think if you look at women's actions, they kind of prove otherwise all the time. You notice how girls, this is about raw attraction. We're not talking about the girls with the guy who's just with the guy who has money, anything like this. No, we're talking about the girls who actually have a raw attraction for the tall, ugly guys, the Pete Davidsons of the world. And he's not even that tall, man, because I don't believe face is the only thing that matters when it comes to attraction. This is not the only thing that increases sex appeal, everything like this. But the Looksmaxxing community is going to tell you that it is. Nothing else matters. Physique? No, no. Fashion? No, no. Personality? No, no. Literally nothing matters but the face. Are you kidding me, man? This doesn't even make logical sense. So, height is very important, obviously. I would argue it's up there with looks. Like if you are super attractive facially but you don't have the height, a lot of women are going to cut you down just because of that. And one thing that is very real these days, because there's an overwhelming amount of scientific literature from actual scientific government studies proving the benefits of supplements. Now, I've got two supplements in particular that we're talking about from my company, kalosique.com. So first of all, it's going to be Titan Grow 2.0. Now, if you look at the research, 92% of Americans across all social classes are deficient in basic vitamins and minerals, which actually shuts down IGF-1 human growth hormone, leading to a closure of your growth plates, meaning you're not going to grow as tall as you're supposed to reach your optimal high growth potential. Now, the issue is with the modern day food, like we're over farming, like we are completely depleting the soil of all the nutrients, vitamins, everything. So even if you eat like a super clean, healthy diet, you probably still have deficiencies. This is why I take my own supplements each and every single day, more so as insurance so I don't get deficiencies, because when you have deficiencies, man, you're not optimizing anything to the fullest. In Avery's Rage, which the science is like insanely clear, this is the best testosterone booster on the entire market with Tanga Ali, 400 milligrams, which is the clinical dose, which boosts testosterone by 37% after 4 weeks. It's got boron, which increases free testosterone by 28%, decreases estrogen by 39%. It's got maca, which has been scientifically proven to enhance overall sexual function and vitality. Oyster extract, which is freaking awesome for overall health. Zinc, which is a precursor to actually creating testosterone. Scientific studies shows that it increases height as well. All of these are on kalosique.com. Use my code WAYNE to get 10% off all of these supplements. And don't forget to join my school, man. This is the best self-improvement school out there with my 3-hour Looksmaxxing masterclass, 2-hour high growth masterclass, my female nature masterclass, social media masterclass. Right now we got the aesthetic physique masterclass, all in Kalos VIP. Every 2 weeks we have a group VIP call. You gotta join now, man. It's the best school of self-improvement. Only $12. On the first, we are increasing the price. Join right now. I've not made an official video about this, but I will actually this week, and this is about the carnivore diet. As you guys have known, I made videos about the carnivore diet, the benefits, how much it's helped me, but unfortunately, I'm quitting the carnivore diet for a couple of reasons, and I think it's way, way overhyped. Number one, I was lacking key micronutrients, and I saw this visually in my face. I was looking at photos of myself, even from a month ago. My face started looking depleted. My dark circles were getting even more intense. I could barely sleep, and I think this is from being in ketosis for way too long. There's actually benefits to cycling ketosis and then getting out of ketosis just so your body remains sensitive to insulin, because that is extremely important. But the new protocol is basically a very close carnivore diet, but with berries. Berries are going to be low glycemic, low carbohydrate. It's going to help you stay pretty close to ketosis, help avoid facial bloating, everything like that. But actually, it can help flush out different things, help provide the body with antioxidants, and overall it's going to be like anti-aging, super healthy for you, low in calories. That's the new protocol. Don't just go all in on the carnivore diet. And if you are not an influencer, I'm going to be honest, you don't really have to be on a strict carnivore keto diet. It does help a lot with facial bloating, any sort of inflammatory issues, but I think if you're just a normal guy, you got like a girlfriend, a family, I don't think it's really that important. Every single day, I'll open up TikTok, and then all of a sudden I might discover, because I post Looksmaxxing type of content, is a new method. You know, everyone's got this new state-of-the-art method. You can only get it in their school, nothing else. Dude, there's no like secret hack. It reminds me of like 2012, whenever everyone on YouTube, there was like, oh, this is the secret to getting six-pack abs. It's this. But the secret is, there's no secret. You just gotta be in a consistent caloric deficit. Looksmaxxing is so similar, man. There's no secret to looksmaxxing. There's really nothing to gatekeep. It comes down to discipline, to hard work, staying on your protocols, optimizing your health, optimizing your vitality to increase your looks. It is so simple. Enhancing your personality, enhancing your fashion, enhancing every single thing about yourself, and really just doing the work, man. Doing hundreds of freaking stretches like every single day won't really benefit you as much as you may think in the long run. Focus on the things with scientific evidence proving that it works. I've always talked trash on this one, but bone smashing. Everyone is obviously against it these days, but back in the day, a couple years ago, everyone was on the bone smashing train, and soon thumb pulling is going to be in that same ballpark. This is obviously a very silly exercise. No one should be doing bone smashing. I have spoken about doing it as a teenager, and for some reason people associate this with me advocating bone smashing, but it was an article with the Daily Mail, and even in the article, I say I don't advocate bone smashing. I've never advocated it once in my entire life, but people are going to talk, man, obviously. I still don't advocate this. I think it's silly. It's going to create a very asymmetrical face with a very all over the place facial structure. I see a lot of times, a lot of people are taking all sorts of crazy like stuff that they really shouldn't. You know, like things from the doctor to prevent things with the hair that they really could be doing other alternative protocols. I see Looksmaxxers promoting this, saying to just hop on it immediately. That is the silliest thing to be doing because of the potential side effects that you should really look into before you hop on heavy medication, heavy diuretics, heavy SCAMS, heavy anything, man. If it is not fully natural and categorized as a food product according to the FDA, I don't advocate blindly taking it. I think there can be pros and cons. You should consult with your doctor first, but please don't take anything crazy. Don't take anything illegal. Even if you think it could help you, it could give you the worst side effects of your entire life, and you need to be very cautious with what you put in your body.
That's what she said.
The UUD method, this is when you look up, up, down, down. I promoted this in the past. I'm now turning my back against this because there's no scientific literature, and if you really look at everything, it's going to raise the eyebrows actually long term. It's going to create forehead wrinkles overall. Even if it can give you temporary hunter eyes, it's not going to actually change your eye shape, and in the long run, it's just going to make you more unattractive. So I would avoid this, man. I would do face pulls instead. That's going to be much more beneficial. And last but not least is going to be limb lengthening. I've discussed this quite openly, but I think I need to bash it a little bit more. I don't think you should be doing limb lengthening, man. I think you should be optimizing everything else, especially in 2025. You really have no competition, man. 80% of men are going to be overweight, obese. They don't have $1,000 to the name. There really is no competition. All you guys, you think there's all this competition. You think you need to get really aggressive with trying to get to the shortcut to the top. The truth is, there's no shortcut to the top. I want you to build everything slow and steady. Don't do anything crazy. Work on your body fat, your physique, your fashion, your life, man. You need a freaking life max in order to looksmax, be as attractive as possible. But that's it, man. I want you to subscribe if you're new. I love you with all of my heart. Peace.